Welcome back to another CineMunn podcast. It's been a while since we've been here. These last few shows I've done by myself because I'm sad and lonely. Last show we actually did was the Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher's passing, and that was back in December. And we are finally back together. There's three of us here, so I have Wiki back again, and Metropolis. We're all here again. And we're going to talk about Lego Batman, because it's Legos, and it's fucking Batman. And the two together were wonderful in the Lego movie. And so Warner Brothers decided to give him his own film, which I think was announced within like a few months after the Lego movie. So it was no surprise that this was coming. And my whole quip about it, at least around here, was that how ironically funny it would be if it was the best Batman movie ever made compared to all the ones that had come before it. And in some ways it was, and in some ways it wasn't. I liked that it was self-aware, and that it made fun of the other Batman movies. Like, they did little Lego scenes of the other movie.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Well, you saw it before, I think, any of us, I think. You and Jackie went and saw it. What,
yeah,
like opening night or something like that?
We saw, I think, not opening night, but Friday night. We just went to a late show, so there wasn't really anybody there. We were in John Wick the other day, so we decided to see Lego Batman the night before, and Lego Batman, because my expectations are, of course, following the whole success of the Lego movie and just how that kind of randomness worked. Kind of going into this one, you're bringing in Batman, and kind of from the trailers, you already get the hint of the whole Justice League being there as well. So you kind of figure there's a bit of a structure there, and that's kind of what I walked into the movie expecting. However, again, following the success of how the first one was random, they kind of implemented that in this one, and that was so Lego Batman. Like everyone's going to expect it to be funny. It's going to appeal to different ages, of course. But I guess you would say the first thing that I don't know if you would call this a mistake, but going in there I kind of expected it to follow just Lego and DC. Lego, Batman, DC. Yeah. But there were a couple more elements in there that I just wasn't expecting. Yeah. And
that's actually what I liked about it. I actually liked that Warner Brothers kind of reached into the properties that they own. Like, you know what, we have Lego versions of these characters as well. I mean, they have Doctor Who references in there, and while they don't directly say Doctor Who or Dalek, because they don't have the rights to that, they have the Lego rights to create those things, and therefore they can do them in the film like they did.
80s
like they called them like British robots. Ask your nerdy friends.
They also brought in a couple others, Agent Smiths.
They didn't refer to
the Matrix, whatever. But and what was? Damn it. Me and Will were talking about this earlier. It's like, what was the Phantom Zone? Is that what it was?
Yeah, the Phantom Zone.
The Phantom Zone.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the Phantom Zone.
Okay, because the whole thing is, and I'm assuming that listeners are already familiar with either catching the movie or not. If not, this is somewhat a little bit
spoiler. This will be a spoiler. Obviously, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen the movie, just save this video and come back later. If you have seen it, or you just don't care about spoilers, enjoy it, because, we're just going to spoil the hell out of this film.
Well, just to kind of a little more detail on the Phantom Zone. That's in the Superman story. It's the prison that held Zod.
Yeah,
and did it hold other criminals?
Yeah, when they used it in Superman, it held like Zod and Ursa and his minions.
Okay,
and part of that.
The way it was portrayed, the way it was portrayed in the film was that Joker was gonna go there for Zod, and the movie kind of just completely let that go, and that was actually a disappointment for me. I was looking forward to the whole bringing Zod in. Of course, I can understand why they didn't do that, because they'd be like, well, this is a Batman movie, not a Superman movie. So that to me makes sense now that I think about it, but at the same time, once the whole getting into the Phantom Zone got there, it was kind of just complete randomness for me. And the reason I say this is because in the very beginning of the film, they introduced not just Joker, but they introduced all
the entire
the
rogues
Batman
gallery.
villains.
Even the most irreverent and obscure characters you never heard of, like Calendar Man, or Condiment King, who looking back, I actually did a little bit of looking, and he was on the animated series that we watched as a kid. The Condiment King was on there. I was like, holy shit.
I mean,
they did a Lego version of it.
That got ridiculous in itself, but at the same time, they started pulling in these characters, monsters from just other stories, and it was kind of like, okay, so you're engaged into Batman, you're engaged into DC, you're engaged into all that, and Batman's villains, and now you've got just a bunch of randomness. It diluted the Batman line for me a little bit, and DC. It's still, I will admit, fun, but there was parts of it where it was like, I could be like following it, and then when all this randomness comes in, I'll be like, I don't know exactly how to continue.
Like, I kind of stepped back and looked at it, because from remembering the Lego movie, the way they ended that, where they stepped out of the Lego world into the real world and saying that this is just an entire thing in this guy's basement and his son is down there playing with these toys. Walking into this one, I went to it as, again, okay, there's going to be a kid basically playing with these toys down there. That's why you can bring in all the rogues gallery like that, as obscurely as it did. That's what I'm going to talk about, Gotham City's built on these two tectonic plates. Maybe just like two tables in the basement that are together that make this giant city. And it's like, if we shake it wrong, if the city gets broken up, it'll just, they'll split apart. I was like, okay, so that'd be the tables moving away from each other. And then having other characters like they did Voldemort, and they did Sauron, they did King Kong, they did the Kraken, they did Godzilla, they did the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz, which was another character brand they own. The T-Rex. That was, I think, again, looking at it as like, it's a kid playing with his Legos in the basement, and that's why you have all this kind of randomness. And I think the Phantom Zone is basically just like, let's say, an obscure shelf that has all these other characters in it. This film does not step back and do that the way the Lego movie did, where you step off the table into the real world. It just purely stays in there. And I actually like that thing. It kind of helped keep that sense of disbelief. It's obviously all disbelief. It's Legos running around and doing shit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, because a lot of movies that I've seen that are for kids, they have to bring in the adults.
Yeah.
But this movie didn't really do that. Like, they had their references, they had their small jokes, but, it didn't really bring in the adults. Like, the adults got into the Lego movie because, you had all these characters that they would know, but their kids wouldn't know. They had a bunch of references about it. And then, even when they stood back, it's the dad going, this is my stuff. This isn't toys. Like, I want it, like, in this order. And the kid's like, dude, these are toys. Like, honestly, we should just be playing with it. And that's it, But they didn't really take that. It was, what I felt, this was mainly just for kids. That was it. And then the parents got dragged to it,
I think part of what would draw the parental aspect was obviously the references to other Batman films. Growing up with it, we obviously understood it a little more. Even the older, like the Adam West references they did to it were wonderfully done.
Went all the way back.
They really
with
reached all the way back.
With Alfred going your different moods that you have.
And they do the year jumps.
Batman's like 90-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, but I like the fact they also, like, by him saying that, kind of lends a credibility that it's all canon. It's all kind of connected into itself. And because then after Alfred does that little thing of, these are your moods from all these years, he goes, I've aged beautifully.
Yeah, that's right.
And I just think it was so... I think that was bright and vivid. Like, the story, obviously the main story of it is a guy who is very much isolated and getting around to... His whole character arc is to accepting people back into his life again. That's really the base of the story, is family, is having your family, is opening to your family. It doesn't go quite as deep as like The Incredibles does. The Incredibles obviously is probably the best superhero movie you've ever seen, or ever will see, because it reaches on so many levels, to parents, to kids, to isolators, to people with self-doubt, to people who want to work out. I mean, it really hits on all those different levels. And this one is very kind of, I guess it's very kind of meat and potatoes in the sense of, like, it's very simple as far as what it's trying to convey. The way they convey it is nicely done, and obviously, I was in the theater full of families. Tommy, you said you saw it kind of later at night.
I saw it late. There were a couple families there, I can understand with the theater I go to. It's so much easier to go there at night or at a late showing because you don't have to worry about lines and crowds and all that stuff. So.
I don't know. You saw it down in Mexico, right, Will?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people in there?
No, it was,
what does Batman
it was
sound
in
like
the afternoon,
Spanish?
so there was a bunch of families there.
What does Batman sound like in Spanish?
El negro!
No, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a little...
Batmanuel. That's what it is, Batmanuel.
I think it was Batman Forever. It was on like HBO Latino.
Are you serious?
It was a flip of the channels.
Oh man, that's bad.
But anyways,
no, I mean I saw it last night, and it was like an afternoon show, and there's a bunch of families.
Yeah.
But then I mean that I've in going to the movies recently in the last few months, I've really kind of noticed that audience can make or break a film for you.
Yes.
I think even as much as both you kind of were a little tainted by Batman Superman, we still saw it with a good audience, and I think that kind of redeemed some of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Seeing...
I left it for, 10 minutes?
You're gone for like 20 minutes to go to the bathroom.
And then I
Batman
really...
you
really didn't miss anything, too.
Yeah.
So I come back and, Vincent... I was like, what'd I miss? Nothing
Batman
important.
Punching killed someone else.
It's like when Wonder Woman was still in her photo from
Luther. Yeah.
Luther, yeah. And that was pretty much it. That 20 minutes, I really didn't miss anything. And I bought the movie when it first came out because it was the extended version, and they're like, "Oh, this is so much better," and it's like another 3 hours.
I watched it again recently.
The story's more cohesive, but goddamn, dude,
it's a long fucking movie.
It took you 3 hours to put a cohesive movie together. Come on.
It was like and
then all the other parts still piss me off because
Yeah. I mean, even when I saw Doctor Strange the first night, seeing that. I was already excited for that movie.
Oh.
And then seeing it with a good audience that knows, that gets the references that it's making, that understands the characters, makes it better. And so again, going back to Lego Batman, seeing it with, I think, a group that it's aimed for, which is families, which is kids, which is, even like us, young adults who grew up playing with those toys and have seen them kind of grow again, it's aimed at that audience. So when that audience reacts to it in the positive way that I hear it in the theater, that makes it better for me. I think it can make... even just a simple thing, even same thing with food, a certain smell just sends it off.
Right.
It just makes it better.
Yeah,
this is going in here.
Whoa, they're ratatouille.
Yeah.
I will say, it's there was a couple families in the theater, but still just kind of there's some scenes where kids were laughing. I was like, you know what? They enjoy it. I might not be at that, obviously, not that young anymore. I'm not that
I don't know
easy,
that.
But
you're still playing video games.
Well, video games have changed.
Dramatically.
It's you just saw Fraud or he cut off a person's head.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like Lego.
I know. Well, it kind of
the stories are better.
Yeah,
But I agree. There are some movies. I will say a while back, it's when you see someone get up and leave, you feel a bit. It can send a bit of uncomfort. You'd be kind of thinking of doing the same thing or something like that, or you see them laugh, so you can kind of understand the joke a little bit better or something when you're in a theater. So, I even do this too when I see movies at home. Here, I'll find myself just kind of talking out loud at certain scenes. It's
I've heard you.
Yeah, if that shit ever happened, this person would be dead.
I've heard you talking.
So
I can hear you in the other. So what was the point of it?
I'm trying to remember.
So why do we do? You're breaking it down. What the fuck is he watching in there?
It's like
sometimes you just have to poke your head in. And go,
yeah, he's like, what is he watching?
Okay.
It's not at the Roxbury. You're like, really? This isn't that complicated.
What was it? Went to the screening of Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Where everybody was talking.
When we was at the Ken, yeah.
But that's the kind of the thing is you go to a theater, that's the experience. You whether you're with families or just a bunch of dates or whatever like that, they can. I agree on the fact they can somewhat set the mood for the film too.
Well, What? I'm sorry to cut you off, but like when we saw Thor that one night, opening night, it just when Osama bin Laden had been assassinated.
Oh yes, I remember you were gonna tell me. I know this.
So there, what's his?
Agent Coulson. They had Thor captured. He was trying to steal the hammer, and he was questioning him. And he's asking about where you guys training from: Chechnya, Bosnia, Pakistan.
Not Pakistan.
but something like that. I mean, that's a story now we can tell on here, or you can just tell people. Whenever someone brings up like, "Hey, Thor, you remember we saw Thor?" Yes, let me tell you this story that happened too.
But that was like the greatest audience
reaction
to this, and everyone in the theater just started breaking up laughing.
It's hilarious.
Osama bin Laden had been assassinated in Pakistan. We're like, is he there? Is he there? Like, nope, not here.
And it just is a great. It just married so perfectly to what it currently was going on in the world, and it just made it better. It's one of those little things that just makes it just that much better, and can either make a bad film good or make a good film okay. And I think a lot of that, because even like when we sit here at home and we watch movies together, and we comment on them or whatnot, and that can just make it better too. Yeah. Obviously, alcohol helps as well.
If you ever want a night, sit down and watch what's that movie with Sandra Bullock?
Which one?
The one in space.
Oh, Gravity?
Yeah, Gravity.
I haven't seen Gravity at all.
Anyways.
If we want to get a show going, we'll make Tommy watch Interstellar and just hit record.
Let's not do this, please. And don't sit me down with the Resident Evil franchise.
You know what, dude? This was.
Did you see the recent one? Blood? Oh, was it Final Chapter? Did you go see it?
I'll find a copy of it online.
That's a no. Pirate Bay, here we go.
Is that even running?
Pirate Bay is still running, but it's full of what are they called?
Spam?
No. The leechers are actually like monitors. Oh. They're like, oh yeah, we saw you started downloading from one of the servers that I monitor. So Pirate Bay is it's one of those that maybe not everything is watched, but there's not as probably much content on there anymore.
I know internet service providers now like track that shit too.
Yeah,
like you download 300 gigabytes.
Yeah, well, it depends if your bandwidth usage is that
this, and you're like, what the fuck, really? Okay, let's turn this down, and like
it's an easy excuse. Someone stole my Wi-Fi.
Oh,
but going back,
I handed it out to everyone.
I was on vacation. Someone broke into my house.
It's the
was
only
this on
one
the
that
guest
says
Wi-Fi or the primary?
It only says FBI surveillance.
What's
all this porn? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know. What's barnyard fun? I don't know.
Wow. Someone was telling me, if you get your internet canceled, the internet provider will send you the bill, and it will show you all the website you have.
Oh man!
And so he's like, one of his roommates watches a lot of porn.
Wow.
Whatchamacallit. But trying to go back to like
I walked out.
Yeah, you told me you didn't. You didn't finish the movie.
It wasn't because of the movie. It was just because
everything else going on.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
It got a little bit overwhelming, and I'm not saying exactly in a good way too. I mean, that last sequence, probably 15 minutes long or whatever, it still stuck with the whole premise that you mentioned earlier, like being family and all that stuff. But it was just the way. Like what's the term for it? Choreography?
Sure.
But anyway, the way everything's clashed together, it just felt so like it felt Batman and then not Batman. It felt something else. It felt like I was watching a different movie while watching the Batman Lego movie. That's at least how it kind of felt for me. I mean, still entertaining, of course, but as far as the story goes, I went in there expecting something different.
I don't know, like something more on the lines of like Lego,
like, a little more Lego,
like the Lego movie. You know how, and going. Well, I guess it did go into his life, but I wanted to know more about that part about the Lego, and not just taking away from like the actual Batman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my parents died. Blah blah blah. I'm a billionaire or trillionaire or whatever Bruce Wayne is.
Right.
But like. It was kind of annoying too. He didn't change his voice at all when he was Bruce Wayne or Batman.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? Like, you can't tell who this motherfucker is. Like, come on.
Well, at the same time, though, it's a movie for
I know,
kids. It's not like it's meant to be all serious or whatever.
It's not the Dark Knight trilogy. We're going back and forth.
Battle with throat cancer.
There's battle with throat cancer.
But. I mean, still, it's fun. I mean, just like if I kind of wanted something to watch, like a little randomness or whatever, then why not?
I'll probably buy it.
Yeah.
You made me lose my train of thought.
He does that. You mentioned John Wick 2. How was that? Because Will just recently watched John Wick for the first time,
let's go into John Wick 2 on a different session.
You want to go on a different session?
Yeah, I want to kind of keep this for Lego for everyone listening, so that way we're not. We've obviously gone off topic a couple times
right now.
Stop this. Yeah, this is just our thoughts on Lego Batman. I mean, I did like it as far as animation wise and all that stuff. It's like an over glorified Lego commercial. Kids playing.
They all are. Like almost any animated film now is like a glorified commercial for something. Even Moana, and as good as that was still like. And then it.
Castaway for FedEx.
We'll get your package to no matter what.
Tom Hanks is on it. If it takes him 4 years.
What's in the box?
But yeah. You mentioned like being there with some families and stuff, so that, it kind of tells you already what kind of film this is. And again, it's like what kind of putting there what Will said is it's not exactly fitted for adults. I mean, some adults, being with their kids.
I think it's fitted enough just for adults to maintain at least our attention, as opposed to like kids are obviously going to be attracted to the quick action, the quick editing, the bright color, everything else that it offers.
The way I look at it, because there are going to be some middle-aged, of course, persons that go there and watch it, and they're going to enjoy it, or even, when it comes out on video and all that. What I see most, kind of like my experience at the theater watching it, is that this is entertaining predominantly kids, and for the parents that took their kids, they like seeing the fact that their kids enjoy what they're experiencing. So I like that aspect of the movie, that it does appeal to that type of innocent mind. But of course, as far as all the movies we've seen, there's a little bit of appeal there, but it's not exactly catching my attention like the Lego movie did. So.
Did you like it more than Batman and Robin?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I watched that
I'm
as
sorry,
a kid.
But
I enjoyed that as a kid.
I kind of like Batman and Robin better.
Holy shit!
Just all the Arnold Schwarzenegger puns. I mean,
oh man, that's a rough one.
Because I mean, Lego Batman. It's funny, it's entertaining, but
I think the difference. I think Lego Batman is funny and entertaining on purpose. I think Batman and Robin was slightly unintentionally. Didn't mean to be that funny. It's pretty self-deprecating, but I think more than it wanted to be.
Lego Batman did all their jokes in their commercials, though.
Yeah,
they did. They did do a lot of them in the commercials.
Yeah, and so like it's like you watch it and you're like, dude, I've seen this. I want to see something like funny, like do what Lego movie when they're commercializing. Yeah, I honestly thought it was going to be a stupid movie, but
we all did. So when they announced the Lego movie, like, oh my god,
like they didn't throw all their punches in their commercials. Yeah.
Which one?
The Lego movie.
Lego movie.
But I think they also knew that just based on that title, what people's immediate thought of it would be.
Yeah.
I think they're already self-aware that people are going to think this is the dumbest thing in the world, so we're going to completely blindside them with everything else in it. And obviously that worked for them. Now walking into Lego Batman, we have as you both presented, an expectation of what a
Batman movie. If you're
not only a Batman movie, but you're also basing off the Batman that you were introduced to in the Lego movie.
Yeah,
so that version of him,
yeah,
a little dark, kind of dumb,
freaking self-centered,
a little bit of a douche,
rap artist, whatever he is, rap
beatboxing.
Okay, the funniest parts there was when he started singing and doing his rap stuff. That was good. That got me.
But yeah, I think like with Lego now, after seeing how good the Lego movie was, walking into Lego Batman, I know now they also put out a trailer. I didn't see it yet, but they put out a trailer for a Lego Ninjago. They're doing a feature in theater film of that as well.
Wait, that's the ninjas?
Yeah.
Racist.
Because they're all yellow?
All yellow.
Did you notice?
And then you put Chinese hats on them. And then the mask on it. Come on.
Changed.
Well,
come on. We might as well start making, coloring them in.
If you
black for black.
White. Power Rangers making fun of that.
Yeah.
In that trailer.
Yeah.
I'm black. No, you're not.
Lego Batman, it's, because again, the ultimate comparison for me is going to be between the Lego movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertaining, it's animation, the graphics to me were pretty neat. I don't know if you want to do overall just yet, or if you still had certain aspects you want to talk about.
No, we can go with overall.
I'd say, overall, if I catch it on, I'll probably watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of one of those films that if there's nothing else on, maybe I'll catch it. But it wasn't something that I would say, like Will's going to do, is go out and watch it and have a marathon.
What?
No, I'm just going back to earlier when you said it's I'll probably get it.
Oh, anyways,
yeah. But what I'm saying, okay, so if you're going to give me, let's say, and if I could compare these two here, the Lego movie and Lego Batman, obviously I'd watch the Lego movie.
Yeah.
It did have randomness, but it made it work, and it still kind of followed a storyline. This one, it had a storyline, but as I mentioned, there was parts when I got overwhelmed. My mind went out of the story, went back in at certain sequences, and I was like, that was really an issue for me. So overall, I'd give this film probably 5.5. It had good moments, but it just was missing a lot for me. So,
well, because I went to the VIP showing down in TJ.
It doesn't make any sense. It's still the same damn Lego Batman.
No,
movie.
but okay, so you can order food and stuff. So the problem for me was
Lego Batman movie.
Shut up. I got distracted a couple times because I was ordering food or they were bringing my food, and it's just those few minutes I had to get realigned with the movie to see where it was because it jumped a lot. The cuts were weird because it was made for kids.
Yeah, right.
Kids don't notice that stuff, but when you're an adult and been watching movies for a while, it's just oh, that was really bad. What the hell happened there? Did you run out of funding or out of time?
That was actually kind of something I was thinking about.
And I probably didn't enjoy it because of the situation I was in, and if I go back and watch it, I'll probably enjoy it more.
Mm-hmm.
The premise on why Joker did the crap that he did in this film was it was because he's just a giant. He's got a giant buttache because Batman doesn't accept him, and you're really, come on, man. You couldn't think of something else. I get Batman's issues, he doesn't trust anyone or doesn't let anyone in, because his parents died and stuff when he was a kid. That's understandable because he's got abandonment issues. But come on, Joker, you're his greatest nemesis, and then he doesn't want to say that, and he says oh, I'm currently fighting multiple bad guys. and Superman. Superman's not even a bad guy, and then he gets all butthurt about it, and then goes off on this rampage. You know, I like for just seeing it, I'd probably give it a 6. But probably if I go back and rewatch it or whatever, probably give it a 7, maybe an 8.
That's pretty. I'll go with 6, 7, 8.
That's kind of like that one time on one of our other shows where your math just went all over the place.
Oh, like giving it a 5 out of 7.
Yeah. I would probably give this an 8 to an 8.5. I mean, as walking into it as a Batman fan and all the love that it kind of gave every other Batman movie, and even kind of poking fun at the other Batman movies in itself as it pokes fun at Batman and those films, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I enjoyed the deep cut references, the little line quips, the little nods to like when they talk about, you know, really Joker, you gonna do this? It didn't work the time with the 2 boats, reference to Dark Knight, or that time with the parade and the Prince music, reference to the '89 Batman films. Like if you're paying attention to it, you're gonna get it. Or when Batman first comes in, he's like, you know, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts music, and it's like a mix. Again, Batman '89. When Alfred comes out, when they're all coming, he's dressed in a gray and blue Batman suit. It's done like the old Adam West TV show. I mean, just little stuff like that, I think, was what made it. I mean, stepping back, yes, I can see the issues that you had with it, Tommy, and obviously your situation that you were in at the time kind of, I think, diluted the enjoyment you probably would have had watching it. But I think for me, I can see those, but just those little nods of reference to character, to history of the character, made it better for me, I think. And some of the structure design and some of it was just completely so absurd, and how they did the Batcave was so completely absurd and ridiculous. But you also have to keep in the back of your mind, A, this is an animated movie, B, this is a Lego animated movie, and C, this is a character that, in their own history, in their own right, some of the shit is just really absurd and completely ridiculous. And if you sit back and suspend your disbelief, it makes it better. I think it adds to it. And I try to do it with any film, even films that are like try to be historically accurate or have historical reference to them, like watching Lincoln or Saving Private Ryan. I still have to sit back and suspend my disbelief, because sometimes I think, especially films like that, it's so ridiculous that it has to be true. And we'll send me back with Doctor Strange. We were talking about Doctor Strange earlier. That's a movie you completely have to just let go of everything and just be in the moment of that movie.
Come on, you're telling me Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Slayer, isn't an actual historical?
That was such a good book, too. It was a pretty good movie, but it was such a good book. You want it to be true.
Yeah. I think they could have done a better job pulling the adults in. I think the greatest example for that is Kangaroo Jack. You ever watch that movie?
I have not seen that in God knows how long.
That is a movie completely for kids, but the jokes, the humor, the stuff that their situations they're put in, that's all adult. And all adults will get it. And
I haven't
kids
seen
won't.
that movie in a while, but I do.
I
remember what you're talking about. I was like, some of the stuff I was watching was like,
this is PG?
Like, this is PG, but like, some of the stuff he's saying, it's like, I don't think the minds of a PG viewer is going to understand.
Right? Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like going back to watching old cartoons. I've been watching Animaniacs on Netflix, and some of the jokes in there are just...
Yeah.
Wow. It completely went over my head when I was 7. But watching it now, I'm just like, I get it. And it just makes it funnier.
The internet ruins a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the internet does ruin a lot of stuff.
Like, when we grow up, and then they make...
And it points back at it like, look at this!
Or it makes, like, certain, like gifts. Like, I just saw a Regrat gift where... Angelica's like getting squirted in the face with a baby bottle, but they edit out the baby bottle.
I'm sure they did.
So it's just her. That's so dirty now because.
Anyway.
Yeah, the internet has ruined a lot of good things.
What? And any other?
Okay, we're not going to talk about John Wick 2, but Will, you just saw John Wick.
Hell yeah!
What did you think of that?
Dude, that is the greatest. Like, it's been forever since
I know, right? The movie's like 3 years old.
You just said we're not going to talk about John Wick. But
no, not John Wick 2. John Wick 2.
Oh, cool.
We're not going to talk about John Wick 2.
This was for Lego, so...
I know.
I
can cut it in half if I want.
True.
But, John Wick. Oh, Like, I'm really into those, like, revenge type movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially, like, the Korean ones. Because for some odd reason...
I wonder why.
the Koreans got the revenge aspect down. I don't know.
Was it Old Boy? You seen Old Boy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen
You
that.
haven't seen Old Boy?
So, like, the one is, like, No Tears for the Dead, that's a Korean one. Man from Nowhere is another one. Those are, like, Korean films, but they're crazy about revenge and stuff. So, John Wick fell in line with that, and, like, people were telling me, like, oh, yeah, you need to go get John Wick. And I have a copy somewhere buried on one of my hard drives. But it was on sale. Voodoo for like $6, so I bought it. And I watched it last night. Oh, man, it is the greatest thing ever. Like, I don't know why I just was so apprehensive about watching it.
You're an idiot.
But
I told you it was good.
What did I tell you? I finally start every time I go to Mexico. I watch Modern Family because it's on Netflix over there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
it's a good show. It's a really good show.
It is.
Another thing I know we've all recently watched, all of us have, is Justice League Dark.
Oh yeah.
What did you think of that?
That is awesome too. It's really cool because they put Batman, who's very scientific, very logical, with all these magic users and demon slayers and stuff like that, and the dark arts type stuff. And Batman isn't the lead on this.
No,
really.
he's the support.
He's just the detective and the support, and he can logically follow what's going on. But like all the magic is
he's basically the audience.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I can't do anything. And like he helps here and there, you know. But it's mainly about, it's Constantine, Zatanna and Deadman.
And who's the other one I'm thinking of?
The demon, what's his name?
Etrigan. And then Swamp Thing pops in there like twice.
Yep.
So, yeah, it follows Batman with the mystic arts, which is really, really, really interesting to see.
Oh, what did you think of that compared to like the other, because I know you got me into watching those damn Justice League ones, like Justice League War, Flashpoint Paradox, Son of Batman, Assault on Arkham.
Out of all of what Warner Brothers does, for some odd reason, their movies suck. Like for their superhero movies.
Yeah,
but their animated series are great. Now for Marvel, their movies are awesome. I love them. But their animated needs a lot of work. And they got freaking Disney, behind them.
Yeah.
They tap into that and start making your animated films. Come on.
Yeah.
But, compared to the other ones, this wasn't like their greatest one that they did, but it's a really good one that followed the line. They've had some weird ones, and like Superman All-Star.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah. That's kind of weird. It's like basically, was this someone who's dying, right? He's basically dying.
Because Lex Luthor planted a bomb on a spaceship that was traveling towards the sun to study the sun, and Superman got overexposed to sunlight, and so his cells absorbed too much sunlight and now are like going off in his body like fireworks. So he basically, at the end blows up. Huh. But because Lex Luthor also
cloned Batman?
No, he tricked one of the Red Sun.
I think it's Red Sun.
The Red Sun to Earth, and Superman kicks him out, but the Red Sun ate her son. So there's no sunlight. So Superman goes up, blows up, and becomes the sun.
Yeah, it gets really convoluted. It gets really convoluted. He's gone.
He did. But he's the sun. And then, I don't know, so Lois Lane has this, picture of him, in the sun, doing crap. I don't know. It's just weird.
It's a weird one.
Emerald Knights was really cool, though. That was that Green Lantern one.
Mm-hmm.
Son of Batman was really good, and then they had another one about Owl's Night or whatever.
Oh, A Court of Owls?
Yeah, that was cool.
That's fun.
Justice League War with the New 52, that was cool too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think the continuity kind of started with Justice League War, and then they kept slowly building off of that with Son of Batman, Assault on Arkham. Now the new one I think coming out in April is Teen Titans: The Judas Contract.
Yeah.
That's something coming out in April. I'm trying to think what else is coming out. Oh, we have Logan coming out.
Yeah.
Very soon.
That one looks awesome too.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I hope he does a Wolverine Deadpool movie.
They've been teasing that because they've been having pictures of them together a lot on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, the other thing too is Hugh Jackman said this was his
But
last.
I think because I think it's because, I think he likes being Wolverine.
I think he does too.
And then just that, if you follow the comic books, there has to be, like a Wolverine Deadpool. Like, there has to be a Cable Deadpool
Yeah, that's true.
movie, too,
Yeah.
Well,
I know that they're doing that. There was a lot of pictures of Pierce Brosnan with Ryan Reynolds recently.
What?
Oh my god!
Online with Pierce Brosnan, and they're like a reporter tried to kind of goad him into saying something. Like, I think the reporter said like, hey, "Well, congratulations on being cast as in the new Deadpool film," and Brosnan's like, "Well, no, nothing like that's happened, and we're just talking right now." But they are looking at Pierce Brosnan, I think, very closely to play Cable.
Why?
Because that's an ex James Bond, and Pierce Brosnan is actually kind of a badass now as an older man. Did you ever see the movie No Escape?
Man?
Did you ever see No Escape? It's a really obscure film from a couple years back with Owen Wilson, and he's in like not Vietnam, but he's like right there. I forgot what country it was in exactly. In the middle of a coup, like he's right there with this company trying to finish some water settlement negotiation. And a coup strikes up in the city, and like the whole city is run over by these rebels, and so they're killing all the Americans, and so it's him and his family trying to get out, and you have Pierce Brosnan there as this kind of covert spy for Britain, helping him get out, and he's such a badass in that movie, man. And watching that, I was like, yeah,
well,
I can see why they would put him as Cable.
When he got kicked out of doing James Bond, he was kind of butthurt, like, oh, they're being ageist, blah, blah, blah. So, like, he's got some, like, something
He's got a little chip on his shoulder,
you guys fucked up, here we go.
I think now actors are now finding their age to be helping them again. Like, Liam Neeson had the whole Taken series, because he was doing all those kind of mentoring roles and everything. Like, he would be killed in, like, Star Wars. He's there, then he dies. Gangs of New York, he's there, then he dies. You just talk about him the rest of the film. But now he has his age, and he's using that now, and the people are kind of developing on that again. Michael Keaton is kind of popping back up again as an actor with a lot of films, which is really weird as he's older. All these actors are kind of coming back again.
It's Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton was Batman in '89. He recently had The Founder about McDonald's, which was an excellent movie. He did Spotlight. He did Birdman. He's had like 5 or 6. He's going to be in the new Spider-Man. He's going to be the Vulture in Spider-Man. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and this is a guy who's like over 60 playing these roles. And I think it's really neat that that's happening to a lot of these, our generation, ones that we've watched growing up. Harrison Ford is still acting. He had a plane crash.
I think he's going to die in the episode.
He died already.
Oh.
Remember?
Wait, no. Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Dang.
The Last Jedi. Apparently Jedi is plural. So it could be like a group. Or just the two of them.
Jedi is plural.
Yeah. Because they did the...
Then what's the singular?
I think it depends on what...
Jed?
Right?
I'm the last Jed.
The last Jed. I'm Joe Jed.
What
Jed
the
Joe.
hell is that? Jed? No, because plural would be Jedis.
If you're someone who understands grammar or English structure, please let us know.
Right? Tell me, Google this.
What are you looking for?
What is the plural for Jedi? It's Jedis, right? Because he's saying Jedi means more than one. But that can't be because it's like, oh, I'm a Jedi. Well, if you're plural, then there's got to be another Jedi.
Well, think about it though, because when they refer to in the prequel trilogy, and even even in the original trilogy, when they refer to Jedi, they're referring to a group.
Says international titles confirm Star Wars: The Last Jedi is plural.
Ah!
What the fuck?
Oh!
It's Star Wars.
But
They're
then
English
Star Wars.
What is Jedi's? like
Star Wars.
so a whole entire. What is the singular then for Jedi?
Jedi.
What the hell?
It's Star Wars.
It's like,
is it like Crow? Where like Crow is singular, and then like a flock of
crows.
A murder of crows?
Yeah,
Possibly. Yeah.
Or the City of Crows. That's
stupid.
City of Crows.
I don't know.
I can't.
But yeah, the whole thing to me, it's like it's a movie. Nobody like. It's for somebody that's really serious and in depth into it, but
I'm just saying, there's like churches built off the Jedi, so like
there are.
Come on, there's gotta be a singular.
Because I did a whole paper on that in high school. There's a belief of Jedism built off of
what?
It's basically kind of like Taoism. Yeah.
Well, I don't see why that's a concern though.
Because
he's looking for proper grammar.
It says Last Jedi. Jedi means one. Singular,
does.
Right?
Well, okay, well, what did Return of the Jedi mean? How did you take that, as one or as a group?
One, because it's only Luke Skywalker coming back.
But not necessarily. He was already there. He never went away. Return of the Jedi, to me, meant, like, there's going to be more.
Well, eventually, but it's only Luke Skywalker, and he killed the dark side, or, Emperor Palpatine. How is that guy still alive?
Oh my god! That was good.
But you gotta,
How is that guy still alive?
By then, he's got to be, 100?
It's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars. Everyone speaks every fucking language in that series anyways. Wow, we got way off topic here, but yeah. So this is our review of Lego Batman. As we jump all over.
I thought you said you could cut it.
I could cut it if I wanted to.
Now you don't know where to look for it.
I have to go back and
That's
listen.
why I was trying to tell you.
Shut up! Tommy, what have you watched recently?
We might as well just talk about Power Rangers.
Oh, I just got done with Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning.
Oh, God. Okay, what did you watch that's worth watching?
That's worth watching?
Yeah.
The Ash vs. Evil Dead series?
Okay, I haven't seen any of that, but okay.
Alright.
Still good?
It's... If you're not familiar with, let's say, the Evil Dead and how it's cheesy and all that stuff, then it's probably not a series for you.
Okay.
If you're into the whole just kind of ridiculous fun a little bit and it does have a story arc. That was one thing, like, I think the first few episodes, you're kind of like, where is this going?
Mm-hmm.
But once you get, like, kind of halfway through the first season, then you're like, okay, now it built up momentum, and now it knows what they're doing with the film. There is a lot of great callbacks to the original movies. Yeah, like they mentioned the cabin, of course. They bring back season 2. They bring back Henrietta. Really? Yeah, and nice. They do make her look like she was in the Evil Dead 2. Mm-hmm. They bring back, I think it's Ted, right? Ted Raimi? Ted Raimi, yeah, the brother. Yeah, he stars in a couple episodes. Nice. And again, it's not like Ash was always a, whatchamacallit, like serious character. He is kind of dumb, a poor excuse for a person, but he does have a little bit of common sense, I guess. But it took some time for me to watch the series because I did have to like kind of break it out a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like I'll watch like an episode or two maybe one day and then just kind of wait a little bit for the next ones. So it's not something that I had to sit down and watch all at once. Like I could leave and come back and know exactly where I left off. Obviously they kept the whole blood stuff, so every time something like a minor cut or small wound, it'd just be gushing blood for whatever freaking reason. You got your chainsaw, you got your double barrel shotgun. Of course, they make fun of him in the first episode because he's gained some weight. So, oh man, they got in his first sequence when he starts getting serious again, he puts on a corset and tightens it.
I saw a thing for that. Yeah, I saw a preview with him doing that.
So that was pretty fun. Yeah, it's again not probably a series for everyone, but for people that did enjoy the original movies, I'd say give it a shot. Because I didn't really. At first, I was kind of ignoring them. I was like, eh. I mean, I do kind of want to watch it because the whole Evil Dead thing. I'm a fan of the whole cheesiness of that. This one, because I'm so familiar with the way movies and stuff are done now. It's been a while since I've seen a B movie like that. And even today, the B movies that try to be B movies today,
they're blatantly trying to be films.
They screw up and they try to keep a serious tone, but they go into this thing where it's like I was mentioning with Lego Batman. It's like I'm watching a movie and I feel like I'm watching something else.
Yeah,
I go into that. I'm in tune, and then I go out.
It's like a structure shift.
Yeah. And kind of like I'm just comparison here. If you do something like that and you're watching like a play at a theater, like a live action, with actors on stage, that to me that would be a poor performance. That'd be like, who the hell wrote this script? But with Ash vs. Evil Dead, it does keep the whole B movie thing. It doesn't get too serious, so it allows you to still kind of feel that comedy aspect of it. But it does have a story arc, so there's at least something to follow. Because if it was just complete randomness, you'll eventually just leave it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, so I need to start watching. I haven't seen any of it. Did you ever finish Westworld?
No.
Dick.
How did you not finish Westworld?
Oh.
You.
I don't know. It got kind of boring at the end.
What?
Oh my god.
What? Like I got to the siege.
Okay, you gotta get past that.
Siege?
Yeah.
Which siege?
Like they're in that town with the one guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about I think the fifth or sixth
fifth or
episode.
sixth
You're talking
episode,
about the Confederados? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I got after that.
That's like episode
well,
6.
no. Well, I know.
So did they leave in the wagon?
No,
Is that
it's the main prostitute is like she's remembering everything. You know, so she's testing it out, and then she actually tells them. But I don't know. I got bored with that. It's like you could have done this in one episode.
Nah.
You know, and then
That kind of destroys the whole. I mean, you can anything with a series or whatever you can do in one episode, but at the same time you spread it out so that way the audience can enjoy it.
It just got boring because
you're boring.
Wow.
It got boring because they spent 4 episodes with her doing that, and then nothing was really happening outside of the game. You know, there's a corporate takeover or whatever, and all of them are getting, but it wasn't action packed. Come on, the first episode, you roll out with that scene and the music, and you're like, okay, you need to keep that, that tempo. And when you drop off, of course my brain's going to go okay,
yeah, I've seen you drop off in a show.
Yeah,
I've looked over and you're passed out.
You have to at least. And again, it takes a few episodes to.
I'll get back to it. Come on, because I was looking more forward to 7 Deadly Sins, and then he only came out with.
They only came out with 4 episodes. What the hell was
that? I don't know. I'm so pissed off.
It's been a year and a half.
I know. Yeah, I was like, really? Come on.
That's like when you're waiting for a good steak and they bring you bread.
I swear to God, if there aren't episodes every month or something like that, I'm going to call someone and go, what the fuck?
But Westworld, though, yes, it builds up anticipation.
It builds up, yeah.
That's one reason I'd say a difference between a movie and a series is that, even you got Walking Dead, that they have their mid-series break. Mm-hmm. They build up that anticipation. It's same thing with The Bridge, I think was, series 6 and 7 with Negan.
Oh,
because, series 6...
Yeah, they ended season 6.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, they ended season 6 on the cliffhanger, and then you had to wait, 6 months for the beginning of season 7, which actually told the other side of that.
Yep.
And then you got into it, but I haven't watched Walking Dead in 2 years, so...
But at the same time, when you talk about movies bridged out as series, look at look at the Marvel movies. You can almost say those are they're whole movies, but they're kind of series in themselves because they're all building up to.
Yeah. Well, everything with
theirs are action packed then, because I can stick with it. Like, come on, like you got what 12 episodes in one series, and then 4 of those I get bored. Yeah, I'm going to drop off.
Well,
come on, you need to bring me.
Well, the whole thing I think with Marvel understands Marvel understands their structure of being of being with the comic book. In that the comic book is all second act. Once you have the origin, you have the second act, which is constant building. Because once you get to the third act and you finish it, that's the end.
Yeah.
So it's constant second act, which is why you always kind of get excited with Marvel movies, and you can't wait for the next one because they purposely leave you in that second act hang, wanting the end. And it's one of those endings that you get, but you don't get that full. Like you get that satisfaction of I'm full, but not the satisfaction of, I couldn't eat again.
Well, let's see what happens after Infinity Wars,
because
that's what they've been leading up to now. What are they going to do after that?
I kind of always thought it'd be a little funny is after Infinity War, they just shut down their studio. We're done. We did what we came to do. We've proven a point. Drop the mic and walk away.
I remember there was like some kind of rumor form that it's like things they could do after Infinity War.
Oh, there's tons of those.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Civil War.
Huh?
You could do Civil War, like with actual Civil War. No, I mean the comic book Civil War.
Man, that's a rough book. That's
at the same time, though, it's going to be hard for them to do that in the same universe.
You don't call it Civil War.
No.
You call it something.
They could do
Fracture.
They could do they did in the comic books a few years back. They did Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh yeah.
What if because we saw them already marry with Sony to share Spider-Man and all his characters.
Sony. The deal with Sony is that they were actually looking to sell Spider-Man.
Probably.
Well, Marvel, because they suck so bad with it.
Yeah,
they might as well. Who has the other rights? You might as well just start selling.
Fox is not looking to sell anything.
No. Well, no, because Fox is a bunch of little.
Well, Fox has had actual success with X-Men, unlike Sony. Sony had success with Spider-Man in the early 2000s. Yeah, that's one they need to just give back. Because my dad's like, go in the living room. I went to see my parents one day, and my dad's in there's like, go see what I'm watching on TV. Within 30 seconds, like, oh god, this is that piece of shit movie, isn't it?
Well,
I fell asleep in that one.
The second one, like, I literally fell out. Where you tried to sit me down and watch Spider-Man 2. The Amazing Spider-Man.
You fell asleep within the first 10 minutes. Yeah. You were out.
How Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 should have ended was
my god.
Bring her back. I'm so young.
Oh.
He was pointing a gun at Superman. I don't know.
First Class, that was horrible.
I didn't care for First Class, but Days of Future Past I really enjoyed.
I only liked the future parts. That was it.
Apocalypse,
which was like what 10 minutes.
It was like a good 20 minutes of a 2-hour film.
Yeah, the rest of it was like, and then the ending because they
brought back the original cast.
Yeah. Well, what was very weird about Days of Future Past is that it just pick and choose what it wanted from. This is
both sides.
So it took things from the first films, but it said we're going to erase the third film. Yet they erased things from the first films and the second films too. And it was like,
well, they're basically going to
like, what the hell did you guys do?
They basically did what Flash did on this show, where they just redid the timeline.
Oh my god!
It's like,
Flash. They did that.
Flash is a good show. I mean, it's cheese, but it's good cheese.
That's another example why you wouldn't just put everything in one episode. I mean, look at the Flash.
Well, the Flash has action. There's shit going on. Okay, I've dropped off on Flash a couple times too. And then I make myself watch it.
The reason I fall behind,
I just have to make myself finish Westworld. That's it.
Yeah,
I like.
There's no drive right now.
I like.
No shit.
I'll drop off on Flash only because I prefer to watch like 3 or 4 episodes at a time. So because I don't like watching an episode, waiting a week, and I'm like, because sometimes with
Dragon Ball Super,
when I do that with some series is that I'll wait a week and I'll be like, shit, what happened like 4 episodes ago? I forgot. Yeah. That's why sometimes I like binge watching series. But yeah, I mean, it depends on how they do it. For your aspect of your view on Westworld, is that can be done in 1 episode, except for
Well, no,
I think the last episodes of Westworld, there's a reason
well,
why.
I'm talking about like the
break
whole
apart.
entire story about how the robot, the prostitute robot, is figuring out and remembering everything.
That's why you have to watch the last episode.
Yeah, you gotta finish it.
Well,
Yeah, you dick, you got no argument there.
So I started watching this movie, but I hated it, so I shut it off. It didn't explain anything. That's why you watched the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Don't worry, I did that with First Class.
Yeah. You're still angry?
I'm still angry about First Class. That is the worst. And Fantastic Four.
And Fantastic Four.
I tried watching the second one. Did I tell you that?
Which, you mean the reboot?
Yeah, that
Oh, you did? Yeah, so did I. I fell asleep in the last 20 minutes. I didn't finish it.
I made it.
Did you make it to the end?
No.
Okay.
10 minutes.
Oh, man. I think you did tell me that, actually, yeah.
10 minutes into that stupid movie, and it's like, you know what, screw it. I'll watch the other one, you know, with Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are fun. But see, they know they're cheesy on those ones. This one is trying to be a little too serious,
Well,
I think.
Silver Surfer was trying to be too serious, kind of.
Yeah. Galactus is a big old fart cloud. Like, what was it, Parallax and Green Lantern? Big old fart cloud with a face. Well, good God, we've gone on tangents, so we're going to cut it off here just for fun. If you do like these videos, please let us know. Leave comments in the comment section. Follow us on Facebook at CineMunn, also on Instagram. And if you think we could do the show better, please feel free to let us know. But for right now, this is fun. It's been a podcast again with Metropolis and Wiki. And we'll hopefully be back sooner rather than later, because it's been a while.